The last weekend in May is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, weekend in auto racing, and one of the most special. And the Coca-Cola 600, it's a part of that. It's a crown jewel of NASCAR, and you've won it. You've won it twice. But the 2011 victory was one of the most dramatic in the race's history. You pass Dale Jr. in the last corner when he runs out of gas. What do you remember about that night, about the pass?
For me, Charlotte was never one of my favorite racetracks. In the beginning of my career, I just didn't enjoy coming here because we didn't run well. And the Coke 600 was always just one of those races where I was like, we just need a good finish. So on that particular night, things just cycled our way, and we were able to make the pass there at the end of the race. And really from that point on, Charlotte has been a really good racetrack for us.
Harvick, the closer, wins it.
Here comes Harvick all four. Kevin Harvick has been fast, has been perfect all night long.
Kevin Harvick wins it at Charlotte.
The Coke 600 has been such a big part of our sport for such a long time because it's unique, and it falls on Memorial Day weekend, but it's also a very unique race for NASCAR in general because of the fact that it's 600 miles. Charlotte's such an iconic place in our sport because of the teams being right around here. And to be able to win with a lot of the people that aren't at the racetrack every week. And when you win at Charlotte, there are more people here that take a lot of pride in what you do in the shop, and a lot of people don't get to go to the racetrack and see what happens on a week-to-week basis.
Let's relive it. You want to?
Sure.
Okay.
Casey Kane, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Denny Hamlin, Brad Keselowski, Harvick, Burton.
So you're fifth. You restarted fifth.
And I don't remember our particular scenario, but I remember Casey running out of gas and stacking them all up. And then Dale took off. At this particular point, you just, in these fuel mileage races, you just don't know what's going to happen. So you're just trying to get back to the checkered flag. And if this is typical Charlotte for me, I'm like, you know what? Finishing third is gonna be a pretty good night. We usually run terrible here. This has all worked out for us pretty good. And then coming off turn 2, Denny Hamlin runs out of gas. And I go by him going into turn 3, and Dale's sailing along pretty good. And then his just stops in the middle of 3 and 4.
Junior is slowing, he's out of fuel.
Out of gas.
There's a good distance between y'all at that point.
It didn't take long though. And we drove by and were able to win the race. So that's just typical, right? Like, it's just typical NASCAR racing. You just never know until it's over. And in those, especially in those fuel mileage situations where you're kind of gambling on whether you have enough gas or not, you wind up you have to just run it out.
It's nothing against the racetrack. I just don't like racing here. It just doesn't fit what I do.
Even now after you won?
And even now, we didn't have a spectacular night, but to be in victory lane says a lot about this Budweiser team.
What are you going to be thinking in the final lap of your last Coca-Cola 600?
Thank God it's over. That was a long race. Anytime that you come to one of our crown jewel events and you have a Coca-Cola 600, if you could wind up in victory lane really anywhere this year, but if you could wind up in victory lane at Charlotte with all the team people and everything all the people that wind up at these races, it would be pretty awesome.